Welcome to Egg Foo What? The first and only podcast about people eating stuff. I'm Mike Lisk.
Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to another episode of FO. Young Michael, how are things?
Okay. You went for the high, really high note there.
I can go higher.
You can?
Don't push me.
Oh, yeah. Everything's all right. Everything's all right. Could be better, but isn't that the case all the time?
True. Could be better, could be worse.
Yeah.
I'm grouchy.
Grouchy.
Well, number one, summer's here. Since it's April 12th, so summer's here. I'm drenched in sweat. Now everybody's like, oh my God, can you believe winter's finally over? Because 2 days we're below 50 degrees. Now we got to settle in for 10 months of baking, disgusting summer. And I have to hear from these people, oh my God, winter's over.
We had 32 degrees last week up here.
I knew you'd take their side, Mike. You know,
Today was beautiful.
today was beautiful.
I actually felt guilty that I was in the house most of the day. I'm like, wow, I wasted this day. Are you kidding me?
Enjoy it because you got about 200 of them, and they're only going to get worse.
Coincides with baseball season, which I thought you liked baseball.
I love baseball.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like 100-degree heat. I don't watch baseball outside.
No.
Mm-mm.
All right. Still, I think you're in the minority with this love of winter.
Well, people say they love the summer, but do they love the heat when they're walking about their average day? Yeah, the 1 week of the year I'm at the beach, I sit in the sun.
Mm-hmm.
But normal to and fro about my day, I don't think that's what people mean when they say they love it, unless they're crazy.
Some people like the heat. I'm not a heat lover. I mean, I don't have the skin for it. I'm a sweater. I sweat. Yeah, it just drips off of me.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I prefer that to freezing.
Well, at least I like the rain and I like the snow, but it doesn't mean I go sit in it.
Uh-huh.
So I threaten to move to Canada every year. That never works. So
Did you have a nice Easter?
it was fine.
Yeah.
It was fun. How about you? It was nice.
It was okay. We went to I've never been to this place. It's I won't name it because I'm going to be critical. I don't want to hurt a business. Yeah, it was a bar restaurant, which is my speed. It wasn't fancy at all. It wasn't really crowded. We got there early. It was an early kickoff at noon. We started at noon. This particular place had a breakfast brunch package deal, and $32.
Uh-oh.
$32 for a breakfast / lunch menu.
Mm-hmm.
And on the menu, you have, of course, you have all the typical breakfast stuff: eggs, bacon, sausage, the whole nine. But it's breakfast stuff, right? And then the lunch part, you had pasta.
Wait, did you go there for breakfast and then stay through lunch?
No, but
you could pick.
This was their Easter option,
Mm-hmm.
I guess they don't really do a big Easter dinner type thing.
Mm-hmm.
So they had this, or maybe they do it later, who knows? We were there early. And so we get there. So we're late for the breakfast because it's kind of noon. I don't normally eat breakfast at noon. And $32 for eggs and sausage. I mean, that was a bit extreme.
That's the Jesus has risen tax.
And my nephew was very funny. He found a workaround right away. He said, "Why don't we just get?" Well, he said, "Why don't we just pay for one and just have that person just keep bringing back food?"
Right.
Which that would have worked.
Sounds like an industrious young man who will lead us into the future.
Yeah, he's got some interesting ideas. Let's put it that way.
Did you do it?
No, we didn't do that. We all said that's too much money, and we ordered off the menu, and I ended up getting this.
So you didn't. So it wasn't. You didn't have to get the.
You didn't have to. No.
Oh,
But that was their Easter special. You know, this brunch menu.
Must have been like bottomless mimosas or something.
Anyway, we got there late. I mean, if you were there early for when they're putting out the trays, fine. But you know, those eggs were sitting out there for a couple hours, I'm sure. And I don't know about you, but I don't like old eggs.
No. I will say, I feel like over the last 3 years since the pandemic, I've had fewer eggs than ever any 3-year stretch in my life for some reason. I don't know why.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the prices did go up. I mean, I'm not a big egg consumer myself, but I know they got expensive over the last couple of years.
Did somebody make a ham?
No hams were involved. I mean, the menu was
why is ham the turkey of Easter?
Yeah, we discussed this last week. I didn't solve that mystery.
It's like I don't know much about the Bible, but I hear the word lamb batted around a lot. Why aren't we eating lamb?
I've had lamb on Easter, and few and far between for lamb with me, but my brother did it one time, and it was fantastic, actually. So if it's well done, I mean, it can be a tasty dish. I ended up getting they had a strip steak option. It had mainly, I went for the garlic broccoli, steamed garlic broccoli, and some fries. It was fine. You know, it was all I needed. I don't need a big Easter meal. The weird thing about this place, they had we were interrupted by a guy in a bunny suit.
Oh, that was the Easter bunny, Mike.
So he, of course, stopped by our table. He offered some Easter candy, which I did not take, just to try and maintain some dignity.
Good man.
And
you can't take that away from you, Mike. Not on Easter.
So he went to this other room. There were lots of kids in there, and he was quite a sensation. But there was also this
sensation.
There was this ratty-looking, life-size bunny rabbit.
Well, I got a question for that after you're done here.
Okay. So imagine a sort of life-size, it's a stuffed animal,
I've always said there should be a stuffed animal version of me. I'm just putting it out there for the audience. If anybody wants to make that happen, just saying.
So they have this thing.
I think it'd be delightful.
They have this thing perched on a stool up against the wall. The thing is so old and ratty looking. It's apparently it's like over 40 years old, according to the guy in the bunny suit. He gave us a little info on the stuffed bunny. And the stuffed bunny even, had some damage. Its knee was all patched up with like bandages or something. And it was perched on this stool with a beer, of course, right next to it to elicit a laugh from the customers. Of course, the kids came by. They had to see it one by one.
Yeah.
One by one, they filtered out when they heard there was this giant stuffed bunny over by our table.
Like kids?
Yeah,
who believe in the Easter bunny?
2 and 3 year olds. Yeah.
Aren't you better off just telling them there is no Easter bunny than this?
Yeah, this monstrosity,
drunk bunny, is it?
Yeah, it was scary. Actually, I mean, people talk about the scary experiences they have with life-size Easter bunnies. Yeah, why push it? And this thing looked like. Do you ever see that movie Donnie Darko?
Nah.
Got like a weird alien bunny rabbit at the
end.
That
Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yeah, it's a weird movie. Anyway, the alien looks like a bunny rabbit, and it reminded me of this stuffed bunny. But the other thing about this place, I'm talking from experience as a bartender and a guy who had to clean bathrooms during his shifts.
Excuse me.
I cleaned a lot of bathrooms in my time.
All right, then the braggy McBraggerson. Come on now.
So I have to use the men's room, and it's got the filthiest door. Both the women's and the men's room doors were absolutely filthy. And I'm like, nobody notices this. If I'm noticing filth, and I'm not the neatest guy,
Like how filthy can filthy be at a bar
I
bathroom?
mean, blackened. You know how
I mean, unless there's human feces
well,
at a bar that like I would hang out at,
uh-huh.
I question how filthy it is. Like just gunk?
Just like, wear and tear of somebody never cleaning this door. In time, the door will get dirty. I understand that. But in a bar, you should be cleaning every day. And you shouldn't have this problem.
Come on, Mike. Who's naive now? Come on,
I'm
Mike.
serious.
We live in the real world, Mike.
The bathroom doors at the bars I worked at did not have this accumulation of filth. I mean, this was nasty. I mean,
Like the door or the doorknob or the whole thing?
it was a push door. There was no knob.
Uh-huh. Well, that's the first problem. There's a bathroom with no knobs, just a push door.
Wait a second. Wait a second. There was a knob. I'm incorrect.
Oh, wait.
There was
Is
a
this a
knob.
double entendre, or are we keeping it doorknob?
It was a knob, and but just the door itself, people handling it, must be years of accumulated dirt.
So for your Easter, for your penance,
yeah,
for you to rise again, you washed the door with your bare hands.
No, I did not. I did have an embarrassing moment in the men's room where I've grown so accustomed to the what do you call it, the hot air drying systems that we have in
shrinkage. It happens to every guy, Mike. Don't worry about it.
The hot air.
The dudes at your bar have all been in the army. They've seen it all. Don't worry about it.
The hot air hand drying systems we've got in most men's rooms now. I'm moving my hands under this thing for about 5 minutes before I realized that it's actually, a paper towel dispenser. So that was a bit embarrassing.
That's pretty bad.
Nobody saw me though. I was alone.
Not as bad as telling children that this is the Easter Bunny, a drunken sailor at the end of the bar.
Yeah.
But I had a question. I hung out with my sister-in-law, her family, and they got a couple of teenagers, and the youngest is like 15 or whatever, and she asked me if I thought the Easter Bunny was like adult size. And I was looking at it, it never occurred to me. She says the Easter Bunny is like 3 or 4 feet tall. I've always been under the impression in my head, Easter Bunny was like a full-grown person. She says no, that's how he has the, the spryness and the energy to, barrel around the world dropping off eggs. That's the first time that had come to my attention. I never thought anything other than a life-size Easter Bunny. Life-size meaning like adult size, walking around. What do you picture?
No, I just picture, the life-size versions that we see, to me, are just a facsimile. I've always just pictured the Easter Bunny as a bunny-sized bunny.
Really?
Yeah.
So even smaller.
Yeah, just
like a bunny, like an actual rabbit.
An actual rabbit. Bugs Bunny size.
Well, Bugs Bunny seems more human adult than a bunny.
Yeah, he walks on his 2 feet a lot.
And he can talk.
And he can talk. And play baseball.
I gotta admit, I was a little thrown off. I was like, it never occurred to me he was anything other than.
How did she come to the 3 feet? That's an interesting size. I mean,
it's
not fully grown. It's not too small.
Yeah.
It's like
she seemed to like the idea that he was like, a little stout, just ready to pounce. Towards any, stocking or basket in want of crap for Easter. So I guess if you're big, you're like a big dumb lummox, you can't get around the entire globe in 24 hours or whatever. So that and he only comes between 4 and 5 in the morning. So
see, this you've got an image of the Easter Bunny as like a sort of a Santa Claus type figure. I thought just the Easter Bunny, it could be any bunny in the area, local bunnies.
Just passing by?
Yeah, not like one supreme Easter Bunny.
Really?
Yeah, where'd you get this
Against,
idea
isn't that
that?
against the Easter Bunny 10 Commandments? There's no other Easter Bunny but I. If you don't like it, I'm a smite you.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah.
Wow. Am I been in the wrong this whole time?
No, I never really gave it much thought before, to tell you the
Well,
truth. All I ever thought about is, what candy am I going to eat this Easter?
mhm. It's funny, I would associate the Easter Bunny being the same size as Santa Claus, because even as a kid, I couldn't have given two shits about Easter. I love Santa Claus and what he brought to the table.
Mhm.
Easter Bunny, I didn't really care about candy. So it's weird I would look up to him in such a way like I did Santa Claus.
But I take it you were around Easter candy. Did you partake?
I had some. Yeah, like I said, I picked up a bit of a sweet tooth over the last couple of years. Unfortunately, my body hates me for it. I think I had a couple of chocolate things, but yeah. Now, luckily, I finally reached the age and the whatever to just say, I'm not going to church. I don't want to hear about it. I'm not going through this dance where I get dressed up and go along because we all go to church once a year.
You don't go
So
twice a year?
twice a year, once a year, whatever. I think I finally
Twice
hit
a
the
year
point.
is what the minimum people put in, I
Right.
think.
Christmas and Easter. I finally
Yeah.
hit the point where I'm like, I'm not going, and I
Uh-huh.
don't care. I don't want to hear about it.
Uh-huh.
That's a good thing about it. That's probably the best thing about this Easter is that I didn't have to actively participate in it, other than talk to kids about the Easter Bunny as if it was a real thing.
Did you get any looks when you turned down the church service?
No, that's the
No,
beauty.
no looks. Okay.
No, usually I gotta, and then I'll just instantly crumble. Sure, I'll put on my polyester suit and clip on and go and stand and pretend that I care or believe in any
Uh-huh.
of this. And
Uh-huh.
then I'll see you again in 6 months at Christmas or whatever. I think it was in my eye this time. I think I just gave him that eye. You know what? Move on.
Okay.
Like when I met Johnny Ramone, just gave me that look. Move on. See you. I am the
No, no
Johnny
jelly
Ramone
beans.
to
No
Easter.
jelly beans for Greg.
Jelly beans are terrible.
You don't like jelly beans at all.
No, I don't know who. Well, then again, I understand there's a whole demographic of people that love gummy bears and stuff like that, but I don't. Little chocolate, little peanut butter. That's it.
Uh-huh.
So I will say a successful Easter, and that I didn't have to participate in it. So yeah.
Okay. I passed along an article. You had a quick comment.
Uh-oh.
I wondered what you thought. The New York Times, there was an editorial.
I call it the Times.
Would you date a podcast bro? And it painted a pretty negative picture of the podcast world.
Really?
Yeah.
Did I read it? What did I say?
I don't know. You said you scanned it for your name.
Oh, right. That's because I probably did.
You weren't mentioned by name in this article.
Yeah.
But they listed the characteristics of the podcast bro.
Let's hear it. Let's see how many apply to us.
Endlessly fascinated by his own opinions.
Check. But in my case, I'd say rightfully so.
Uh-huh. Loves the sound of his own voice.
No, I didn't.
No, I don't check that one off because
Yeah, I'm not in love with that.
I can't stand the sound of my voice.
I can't stand your voice either, so that's
You're not alone.
yeah. All right, we're 1-1.
Isn't shy about offering unsolicited opinions.
That's called podcasting. Nobody's asking for any of this.
Yeah. But in social situations, are you quick to just sort of join a conversation you're not part of?
No.
I know you're not in bars anymore, but
No.
when you were,
I let it all come to me, Mike.
would you insert yourself into a conversation?
I'm sure, but that's different than podcasting. Podcasting, you're kind of alone, just espousing your bullshit on everybody. Whereas, if you meet people, that's actually human interaction. You probably have to give that a little more credit.
Yeah.
Not that I'm all for human interaction, but
I found myself in a.
Wait, is that it?
Yeah, that's the 3 they listed.
That's the whole thing. There's a whole article about, hey, podcasters like to talk about their opinions and they're unsolicited. Who's the genius behind this?
I don't remember the author's name.
Newsflash. Breaking news.
But she's happy it went viral, and she will not be dating any podcasters in the future.
It's like, they still, every blogger is in their tidy whities in their mother's basement with Cheetos dust everywhere. Okay.
I think you just described me in that scenario.
Hey,
although I'm all alone.
I don't see Cheetos dust, Mike. I just see the person.
I'm in a solitary, lonely situation. But
next up, the dating segment.
But are you a little leery now in going out and letting possible future dates know that you're a podcaster? Will you refrain from offering that information up right away?
Let me tell you something. There's no way in hell the first meeting I have with a woman, the word podcaster comes up.
Yeah. No, that's good advice. Yeah.
Yeah. Not because I'm ashamed of her. So it's just not. If somebody would say, "What do I do?" I don't say I'm a podcaster. Because until I start getting that crazy cheddar.
Yeah.
I don't say,
by the way, we're still approaching $100, and I'll cut you that check for $50 as soon as we hit that milestone.
Yeah, I need that money, Mike. You need to give me that money.
No, listeners.
Let me full transparency for our audience. We're going to take that money and put it right back in the show.
Yeah, we will.
You're welcome, audience.
How much money have we spent since this thing started? I think a little more than $50.
Well, I guess the food. But no, I would not. I'm a podcast unless something came up. I would say, hey, I do this podcast, this fun podcast with a buddy of mine. I wouldn't say I'm a podcaster, and then hope she would say, of what? No, I would say, no, it's this fun thing I do with a buddy. You know, By then if it gets that far, by then she's already in love, so it doesn't matter what I say. She's already lost in my hypnotic brown eyes. What about you? You tell the ladies you're a podcaster?
No, but sometimes it comes up, and I've been doing some networking. I actually at my father's funeral, and my cousin's wife was very enthusiastic to hear that I had a podcast, and now she's like one of our biggest fans. She's getting all her friends to listen.
Really?
Yes.
Is she Jersey? Where does she live?
She's in Jersey. Yeah. And now this is two funerals in a row now where the podcast has come up. I haven't brought it up. People get the info and then approach me about it, which is awkward.
Well, when death comes up and people say there's a reason for everything, now we know the reason is so we can get the word out about Egg for What.
Yeah, I know. Well, you suggested that maybe this is a good strategy for getting more listeners.
You got to catch them while they're vulnerable.
I don't know.
Would have wanted you to listen to Egg for What.
I don't know that that's a good strategy. I mean, I have mentioned it to people in my local establishment. One guy was very enthusiastic. He I forgot even mentioning it to this guy, but he came up to me, like weeks later, and he's like, "Oh man, I've been checking that podcast out." I'm like, "Oh great, do you like it?" Yeah, I like it.
Who are these people? Who are these amazing people you run into? People I know go out of their way to let me know that along with everything else I do, they couldn't get less of a shit about Egg for What. Meanwhile, you just run into people at their saddest moments ever, and they're like, "Before you leave the funeral home, let me tell you how awesome your podcast is." Who are these amazing people?
I don't know. I'm lucky. I'm fortunate, as they say.
As they say.
As they said, there's fortunate.
As they say.
People. Anyway, we have this week's dish. Again, was on one of my menus, not on all of them. Mongolian beef. I did go with the Mongolian beef, Greg.
Okay.
I thought I was going to do the chicken, and
Well,
I looked it up what it is. I was like, oh, that sounds pretty good. I think I'll like the Mongolian beef on this one, and I did.
you lied to me about the chicken.
Yeah, I thought I was going to do the chicken. I
Oh,
was going to
look, oh, good.
I
Phone
was going to chicken
call.
out and do
Nobody
the
calls
chicken.
me all week until I'm doing this, and then everybody wants to check in.
Uh-huh.
Sorry. You got the beef.
Uh-huh. I got the beef. How about
Now, I
yourself?
got this every week, and it's like Charlie Brown with football, but is the picture I'm looking at your actual?
You know what? I couldn't find anything that really you'll have to wait till tomorrow.
Ooh.
My dish looked a lot like the green pepper steak, except they swapped out the pepper and swapped in some scallions.
Yeah.
I guess the sauce is what makes the Mongolian beef. It's a savory sauce.
Mhm.
It reminded me a bit of the oyster sauce dish we did a while
Ooh.
back,
Yikes.
which you
Reliable.
refused to even eat because you thought it
Correct.
had lumps of oyster in it, which it does not.
Thank you for saying that.
But so yeah, I enjoyed this dish. It was
Yeah.
tasty. I found this is something people who want to save a few bucks, where they see an item in the chef specialties section, it's like $14 or whatever, and they think like, oh, I only have one option, I got to get the $14 option.
Mhm.
But what you can do, I mean, I don't know that all the places do this. My place offers what they call the combo. So you get some pork fried rice, you get an egg roll, and you get about half the portion of the Mongolian beef, which was plenty in my case. I mean, I'm getting 2 meals out of this regardless. So
Against all odds.
so how about yourself?
Well, I got to be honest. I was furious my whole ride home. I'd ordered this, I had it waiting for me. I was looking at the picture on the menu. It looked like worms. I was ready. Between watching people on the train, for some reason, society tells us it's okay to just stand there and blow your nose in front of everybody, which is socially acceptable. Can't fart, can't piss yourself, but we can take a single Kleenex and blow our nose. Disgusting. That's okay for some reason. So between that and thinking this was going to be worms, I was coming in hot, and I was ready to hate this thing.
Wait a second.
Scream at
Hold
you
up,
for the
hold
next
up,
hour.
hold up. You brought Chinese food on a train?
No. I ordered it so that
Oh.
when I got home, it would be waiting for me.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Okay.
And so it looked so disgusting.
Uh-huh.
Literally worms. I ordered to actually eat sweet and sour chicken with a side of egg foo young gravy. So I came in with this thing. I was ready to just hate it and take it out on you and scream about it. And I opened it up, and I was thinking, rats. It kind of looks pretty good. Now, a lot of onions.
Yeah.
Nothing but onions. But the meat, I have to say, was, in a word, delightful.
Wow. Okay.
Now, you kind of had to dig around for it. But it was beautifully, what was it when you like to pound the meat so it weakens, or what's the word I'm looking for? You take a hammer, you beat what's it called?
You're the guy who watches Gordon Ramsay.
Well, I've met
Tenderized?
Yes. It was beautifully tenderized. Whatever sauce on it wasn't obtrusive. It wasn't like goop.
Yeah, the sauce is a lighter sauce than the pepper steak sauce.
Much more palatable.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually begrudgingly, while I'm drenched in sweat, screaming and bitching and moaning, and I have to say it was actually good.
Yeah. Okay. Did you have an option as to size, or did you have to get a large size?
Yeah, it was a little large. It was $14.
Yeah.
A tiny side of fried rice.
Uh-huh.
And again, it was 90% onions.
Yeah, you didn't have these scallions in there?
Maybe. Nothing like the picture you have here, if that's any indication of yours.
Yeah, I had the scallions, but not the stems, I guess. I had like the sort of shoots, I guess.
But I like scallions. So
Yeah, no, I do too. And when
Yeah.
I saw that it was onions and scallions with this dish, that's why I went with the beef option. I'm like, oh, I'll like that with the beef more than the chicken, I think. And so that's why that was the made the deal for me. The scallions, yeah, I mean, I had to pick them out of my teeth afterwards.
Oh,
They're sort of those thin, very thin shoots.
yeah.
But it was a tasty dish overall, and I look forward to the leftovers.
Yeah, I've actually got at least half of it left over because I assumed I wasn't going to like it, so I kind of inhaled a bunch of the sweet and sour chicken with egg foo young gravy.
Oh, you went with that first?
Yeah, because I assumed I was going to hate this stupid beef the way it looked on the website. Maybe I should talk to the restaurant about their marketing.
Yeah.
So by the time I got to it, I was like, oh damn, I could have just had this and saved another $14. But
you can take it in for lunch tomorrow.
I'm too proud for that, Mike. I'll probably just throw it down the street. Flush it down the toilet in front of some kids. This could be yours. Flush. So yes, probably the best. I don't know. I haven't really been tracking my scores lately. I've kind of fell off since the Hunan stuff.
Well, this is the first. Yeah, I would say this is the first
the best
positive experience I can remember in a while.
Yeah.
From going from worms to this was actually good.
Yeah, it's easily the best since I'm looking at the scores. I don't really count scallion pancakes because, like I said at the time, it was kind of like deep fried candy.
Okay.
Chow Fun we had was an 8.6. I haven't decided, but I think it's not going to be 8.6, but it's going to be the closest to it since.
Wow. Okay. I'm glad you. And this is a discovery.
And this is after spending all day. It's one of those days where nothing works. Try to print something, printer doesn't work. Stuff doesn't load on your phone, no matter what. It's just one of those days. That's why I was hoping I would be able to come in and scream at you. But
let it all out.
Good. So maybe I'll just type everything up in a nice email and send it to you. So, but I do need to talk to these people about photos on Uber Eats. So.
I mean, I did a little research beforehand and said this was a Taiwanese dish, which really sort of throws me off because where does the Mongolia come from?
It's a Taiwanese dish on a Chinese menu that's named after Mongolia.
Yeah, so a little confusion there.
Yeah, ordered by a Jersey guy.
A Jersey guy. Apparently hasn't been around that long. Came out in the 50s, I think it said. Which is
all these dishes.
It's a modern dish.
Yeah, it's like Scientology. Started in the 50s.
So yeah, I'll give it a solid 8. It was another nice discovery. I've got about 3 nice discoveries here. Yeah, I would say that I had no idea going into this show. Never heard of it, or I never would have thought to order it. And I've discovered 3 dishes along the way that I really like.
What are the 3?
Well, the one with the oyster sauce. The one with the oyster sauce was really good.
Wrong. Okay.
And then the shredded pork with the was it Peking sauce? So yeah, I think it's the ones that have different sauces seem to be appealing to me.
Well, what if we went back and did every dish, but instead of the goop, we put egg foo young sauce on it? What if we did that?
No, that's
because you don't want to hear it.
No, yeah.
But as much as I like this, guess what still tops it? Because it had some egg foo young gravy on it. The sweet and sour chicken. I know you don't want to hear that.
So yeah, you talked about this before. You get the sweet and sour chicken without the sauce or with the sauce? With the sweet and sour sauce.
I'd get their sauce on the side and then flush it. But then, like I said last week or 2 weeks ago,
why do you even get it? Why do you put on the charade?
I want to be nice. I don't want to be insulting. And then, I finally discovered this one place. They just say, "Do you want egg foo young gravy?" I say, "Yes, please." So that is a game changer.
Okay.
But
Well,
so yeah, I'd give it a too many onions. I'll give it a 7-7.
okay.
Surprising. Maybe it should be higher because I was so surprised and wanted to hate it, and it kind of thought transcended all expectations.
Mhm.
Kind of the comeback story of Egg Foo What so far. But yeah, 7-7.
Uh-huh. All right. Well, I'm glad you were happily
Mhm.
surprised.
This is the one time that a new dish cheered me up,
Yeah. Okay.
as opposed to the opposite.
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished.
I just want to cheer Greg up. That's all I want to do.
I'm going to give you the name of this place, actually.
Okay. You're going to give him a shout out.
I'm going to give him a shout out.
Okay.
Dunkin' Donuts. No. Here we go. Chen or Shen, Chen, Chen's Kitchen.
Ken's Kitchen. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Chen's Kitchen. That is twice they have pleased me with their Egg Foo Young sauce. So there you go.
Did you ever go back and chew out that place that ripped you off?
No.
No.
Wait, what
Oh.
happened?
You got broccoli. You got broccoli for $17.
Oh, yeah.
The sauteed broccoli.
I got way too many grudges I'm juggling right now. I can't add broccoli to the list. Too many grudges spinning plates up like plates in the air.
I was prepared to go in and follow up because I'm pretty sure I got broccoli with garlic sauce rather than the so-called sauteed broccoli.
Mm-hmm.
So I was going to go in and pretend I'm some fool just in off the street.
They know better.
And looking at the
You're not
menu.
that good an actor.
Yeah, I was going to do the like looking through the menu. Oh, what's the difference between the sauteed broccoli and the garlic broccoli with garlic?
With your funny mustache dangling off your lips.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, I was going to go.
Dr. Gadget coat.
Yeah, definitely in disguise. But no, I chickened out on that as well.
Wow, very pleasing.
Couple of food in the news items.
Ooh, I like these.
I don't know if you saw this story. It's a bad time for TikTokers and Instagrammers and so-called social influencers.
Sounds serious.
Filming in restaurants. People have just about had it with that nonsense.
Really?
I mean,
have people had it or restaurants have had it?
Well, restaurants were willing to go along with it because it's free publicity, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in this article, the author talks about how she was shouted down by a fellow diner who did not like the bright light of the camera shining in their face as they were trying to eat. And this of course is in fancy restaurants. Let's not.
Oh,
these
so
are restaurants.
It's
me
not.
and you.
I'm
These are restaurants.
It's not. I'm just taking a picture of my food. It's a whole.
No. These are the influencers. Come on, with the followers, the food influencers. We're just a couple ham and eggers, ham and egg foo waters.
There you go.
And we're not photographing food with lights and cameras and so on.
That's
fine dining, at fine dining restaurants. So we don't have this problem. We take our food home and eat it at home like civilized people.
Have you ever seen a person with a real setup at a restaurant doing that?
Not really, no.
Yeah.
Because like I said, these are fancy joints. They're talking about people in Manhattan.
Yeah.
Going to all these fancy restaurants.
I was in, London and Paris a couple months ago, and I didn't see it.
Uh-huh.
I guess it would be obnoxious, but
I mean, I follow some of these people on Instagram, the food people, and I enjoy them for the most part. They're filming, and I guess I guess the best way to do it is get permission first.
Yeah.
Don't just go in there and, start flashing your light around. Our good buddy Jerry Papandrea He does a lot of videos from his car. Maybe he
Yeah.
he realized, let me go to a protected environment. I don't have to worry about people yelling at me. And he does his video content there.
Yep. That is Jerry. Smart, savvy, veteran moves.
I saw he posted a how to make chopped cheese.
Chopped cheese again.
Did you see that?
I saw it. Was it the year anniversary of the last one he did? I was like, ooh. I was like, is this the same one, or are you still into the chopped cheese? I like that.
Well, he showed how to make it. Did you see that one?
Yeah, no, I didn't watch it.
Oh, it looks pretty easy. I mean, I don't watch it. God forbid you give up a minute of your time. He keeps them short.
Yeah, I watched.
That's the great thing about Jerry. He keeps them short.
Yeah.
He knows your time is precious.
Of course, I watched it. You're not going to do a chopped cheese without me going. So, I was just so surprised he did it again.
I think this is his. He's trying to get the world to know about chopped cheese.
Yeah,
and he's doing a good job. I mean, I never heard about it before.
Yeah, I never heard about it until right before, like the day before we talked to him about it, or whatever. And all of a sudden, I felt like it had been everywhere, and like it had been a secret for me or something. Don't tell Wilson about the chopped cheese. Like the ice cream cake for 35 years. But
I don't know how you missed out on that, but
well,
we're not going to go there.
Regrets.
I mean, I was surrounded by Carvels from an early age, and so I was well aware of the ice cream cake.
His lordship with the ice cream cakes.
So you didn't know about French Bordeaux until you're in your 30s.
Right.
Wow.
Sorry, I wasn't.
Yeah, no, I feel
like you. I wasn't the king of England.
I feel for you.
Must be nice.
King of England, Carvel. Yeah, that's where all the royalty went.
Must be nice.
Where there's dessert needs.
More Carvel, yes, please.
Your boy, Gordon Ramsay was in the news. He's charging $535 for a 7-course meal at a pop-up restaurant in Australia.
Yep. No good?
$535.
What, you don't like that?
Yeah, it's too much.
I say anybody who's willing to pay $535, why not charge him $5,000? What's the difference? If you're doing that, then you have FU money. Rich people like to be told what to eat. Period.
Okay.
So why not charge $1,000? I think they're getting a good deal.
Dynamic pricing.
I'm guessing you think otherwise. Do we know what the meal is?
Well, I saw a couple items that I knew would turn you off.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm not eating
shellfish ravioli.
Nope.
No. Well, the other one, I mean, it's a favorite, pecan praline. But you know what's so special about that? You can get that at a normal price.
Ew.
You don't like that? Too sweet. Yeah, no, it's pecan pie. It's sweet. I don't eat a lot of that, but once in a while. But yeah, I'm not paying $535 for it.
But you know who is? Rich people.
Yeah.
I wonder what the 535 is for. It seems like a curiously specific number.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. 35. Where'd that 35 come from?
Yeah, must mean something. Like,
but actually, it goes up.
If
you pair it with wine, it goes to over 1,000. So,
right.
535 is kind of just a come on.
Yeah. Of course, you're going to pair it with wine.
Yeah. But you're all for this dynamic pricing. I mean, I got this text the other day.
No, hold on. Let's be clear. That's not dynamic price. I'm all for if you want to take a bunch of rich people's money who's willing to give it to you. Good for you. Like I'm not paying. I'm not paying $535. It's no sweat off my back. Yeah, if McDonald's started charging $535, I'd be upset. But to me, that kind of whole arrangement seems so ridiculous. It's not even part of my world. So charge $1,000. What do I care?
And I just found out, I never knew this. I mean, I vaguely knew about his show. I didn't really watch it, but I didn't know his restaurant was called Restaurant Gordon Ramsay.
Is this going to be a lesson where I have to explain to you about branding?
Well, it just verified that he must be the Donald Trump of the food world.
Watch yourself.
How
Watch
else can
yourself, young Mike.
how else
Watch
can I
yourself, young
read this?
Michael.
Restaurant Gordon Ramsay. Are you kidding me?
Of
You
course,
couldn't
you have
come.
to slap his name on there. That's why people go. Let me tell you how
Oh,
life, let me tell you how the
who's
world works.
who else slaps his
Yeah.
name on everything he touches?
Yeah, well,
Oh,
unlike that, this is high quality.
sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
because let
That
me tell you,
television show where he yells at people through the
I
whole
promise you,
show.
I promise you, what he is serving at this place is crazy good quality.
Have you
Now,
ever
again,
been to?
am I paying for it? No,
Uh-huh.
but that I have no problem believing that you get whatever that is worth to that world. No problem so far.
Uh-huh.
Of course, he hasn't put his name on there. He's the big selling point, but he also is a real chef. So he's not going to do that and then just use sling burgers or something. So maybe I'm a little overprotective because I don't talk about this much, but I've met him. So
You've met him.
yeah, I don't talk about it, but maybe that's why I'm a little.
Well, you brought it up, so now you're going to talk about him.
But you seem to be on the impression that other people are going to turn their noses up, whereas I bet you there's a waiting list.
No, I know you're a super fan. That's why I brought this story up. I wanted to hear.
Yeah,
I did not know you met the man.
Yeah, well, I say close friend, but you say super fan. Oh, please. I've told you I've met him.
I don't remember.
Don't make me tell this story, Michael.
Oh, I'm going to twist your arm.
Don't tell me. Don't make me do it, Mike. Now, let me get my notes. Hold on. Yes. There's no way I haven't told this, but I'm happy to tell it, a 60-second version. So right at the peak of my Gordon mania, this is like 2008, I just discovered Kitchen Nightmares, et cetera, et cetera. So I had happened to buy his, some book he had just put out, some autobiography, little paperback, whatever. And then the next week, the friend of mine tells me, oh, he's doing a book signing at one of these kitchen where they sell fancy kitchen items places. I don't know the name of it.
Yeah.
Somewhere it was down in Manhattan. So I go 4 hours early. I show up
4 hours early. Wow.
That's well, this was 2008, so it's different.
Okay.
You know, it translates to different. It's like money.
Okay.
And so I'm sixth in line, standing there, whatever. People lines. It's getting
All right. At least you weren't number one. I'll give you some credit for that.
Okay.
If you were number one, I really would have tore you a new one.
Well, I wanted to be number one, but so we're all there, and then it's going to be 20 or 30 minutes before he's supposed to come, and some woman comes through. She announces she's, I don't know, his PR people or something, some whatever team, and she's just going through. Turns out the book signing was for some other book he put out, some huge coffee table book. It's like $250.
Okay.
Pictures of wooden spoons he's touched or something. I don't know. And so she looks at me and she looks at the book I was holding and she goes, he's not going to sign that. You need to leave. Yeah. And I look at her.
Wow. Cold.
Yeah. And I look at her and I have like a 12,000 word post on this. So I'll be sure to get it out to all of our loyal fans.
Okay.
After I edit it once again, quickly, I'm sure. And I look at her and I'm like, I doubt he's going to kick me out in front of everybody and refuse to sign this. I think he's going to take the second and a half to just sign and then, beat it, pal, or whatever.
Yeah.
She's like, okay, if you watch, okay. I'm like, well, I've been here for 3.5 hours. I think I'll stick it out another 20 minutes. And then I'll get to be the guy who Gordon Ramsay refused to sign.
Here
And then
you
I'll
go,
get to tell that story.
Take your
I'll
stand.
get to tell that story, which would be better anyway.
Yeah.
So of course, and I have to say this. In the words of George Costanza, as a man with a staunch record of heterosexuality, when he came breezing through the door, and nobody would call him a pretty man. Nobody would say he's, might not even say he's easy on the papers. Like he's a rough looking dude. He breathed in, the charisma was through the roof. He walks in, it's like a golden beam around him. He walks in, his jacket's kind of flapping with the breeze. He does a couple spins with the ladies. Hello, love you. Oh my God, they're just melting. I'm melting. I'm like, oh my God, he's amazing. Boom, boom, boom. How we doing? Boom. He starts signing. I come up to him and I go, hey, yeah, I'm really sorry. They told me I have the wrong book, but I told them I think you'd still sign. He looked at me, gave me a wink, took the book, signed it, said, hey, no agendas here, buddy. Thanks for coming.
No
Called
agendas.
buddy.
Okay. All right.
Called me buddy.
Buddy. Would have been better if he called you mate.
What's that?
You didn't rate a mate?
No.
Mate is over buddy.
Well,
everybody knows that.
God damn it. I was so happy with that. Now, is that now he did? Yeah, he didn't call me mate. Why didn't he call me mate? But so I skipped out of there happy as a clam. He was very nice, magnetic, and I just wanted to stick it to that lady who, yeah, not gonna, yeah. So that I met Gordon Ramsay, and he was fantastic.
Yeah, that's a good story. I'm glad they didn't make you pay for the expensive picture book. Who also who's that other guy who puts out expensive coffee table picture books? Oh, that would be Donald Trump. So yeah, again, the parallels are there.
Okay.
You know,
right? One's an absolute garbage piece of human hot dog skin, and the other is Gordon Ramsay. Okay, I see. You're making a case. You're making a case. Yeah, don't ruin my moment with Gordon. First of all, now I'm going to be up all night thinking, yeah, he didn't call me mate.
Buddy is like, yeah, he sort of dumbed it down for an American. Geez. You're lucky he didn't call you chief.
Oh my God!
You almost
went ruin my Bruce moment too.
You almost went down to chief.
Oh my God!
He could have chiefed you out, buddy. You know,
only you 15 years later can ruin this moment for me. But yeah,
speaking of Bruce, I got this text. I got this text the other day. I saw this thing on Instagram, you know, how you can win free tickets. I'm like, oh, okay, what the hell? Of course, the process of signing up for this thing was like endless. You know, you got to jump through all these hoops. And then at the end, there's some like, you got to do some sort of social good to the community with some, yeah, it turned into this whole thing, you know, and I completed it. I didn't expect to hear anything. But I get this text the other day, and so I open it. There's a link, you know, for tickets, $1,500. What? I'm like, what? These are the do-gooders, and they think they're doing me a favor by offering tickets for $1,500. No, I passed. Actually, I think it was sold out. I think they got the suckers, and you know, they sold another.
Thanks, Bruce. That's one more person that will not be doing any social good because, Bruce, you're an ass.
You tried to rip me off.
and there's no more social good. So way to go, boss.
Yeah.
No, he's I don't know. I see those video clips, and I'm sure it will still be an amazing show. But for the first time, it's like, wow, he looks like he's up there suddenly, kind of shuffling around. And he doesn't need tight shirts anymore.
He's not doing the slide across the stage on his knees.
I don't know, but Bruce, they do have shirts in bigger sizes. You don't need to wear the skin tight. Call me up. I'll walk you through a catalog, Bruce. But no go for $1,500 for you, huh?
Starbucks was in food news this week. You a Starbucks guy?
I like Starbucks in that it's usually, you know, I got the app. It's usually easy. I just drink free coffee. It's just garbage kitchen. I have no palate when it comes to coffee.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to go to Starbucks, happy to go to wherever. If it's sitting on the kitchen counter, I'll drink it. Doesn't matter.
Not a coffee connoisseur.
I will give, because I have a feeling we're about to shit on Starbucks, which I'm delighted about. But I will say, all the various food items I've had at Starbucks have always been surprisingly good. Like the breakfast sandwich is good. Those egg bites are usually good. Any of the cookies are good. So I would have started out, in case Starbucks is thinking of sponsoring us, which they probably are.
Well, I don't know.
Always, I've never been really upset or displeased with anything in Starbucks. It's always like fine. So go ahead. What happened in the news?
Well, they're bringing out something called the Oliento line.
All right, I don't care for that. What is that?
Coffee infused with extra virgin oil.
That sounds terrible. What do you cook it? Throw it in the skillet?
Oh no, but it is not going over well with the public. People are repulsed. Just on paper, it makes me want to shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what
You and
what's
I
going
both
on
at
here.
that age. We're just always shitting. It's yeah.
Uh-huh. But
That sounds. And it's in America? Like what? Like it's one of these crazy things that you're seeing food blogs, like these crazy things in Korea they put together.
yeah. Well, we discussed the Cadbury and Subway alliance last week, and that was in the UK. I think this is in the US. I'm not sure, but
that sounds terrible.
yeah, it just sounds disgusting. I think we're reaching the point where they're just throwing shit together.
Yes. The Doritos people, the
Doritos,
Oreos people, will you please stop?
Yeah.
You nailed it.
Jason Gore is going to do a taste tasting with one of the new Doritos things. I can't even remember it. It just sounded disgusting.
I mean, they can't even get the Doritos taco good. So why just stop? You nailed it.
Yeah.
But I did notice, number one, the funny thing about Starbucks, I've noticed this with a couple of kids, friends of mine, or young girls anyway, like 12, 13, they all seem to love Starbucks. Number one, it didn't occur to me that to drink coffee when I was a kid, it was an adult.
Oh, no, yeah.
But whatever, I don't. No. But they call it, you're supposed to call it either Starbs or Starbies. But I'm like, when you say Starbies, all I think of is Arby's. So all you're doing is making me wish we were at an Arby's. So, but I said that to one of these kids, and they looked at me like I was, on the moon or something. So, Starbs, Starbies. Now it's Starbies with disgusting oil, I guess. Yeah, these labs, White Castle's still trying to monkey around in the lab, but I'm like, just
Pepsi's had a Pepsi with Peeps tasting drink. Yeah, it's just they're going for broke. It's just a novelty.
How do I get that job? Because it sounds like you just get to be a lunatic throwing shit together, and probably get a big fat check.
But yeah, it's getting out of control.
So I think we just set our next week's assignment, young Michael. Another assignment, which I will immediately forget the second we stop this. Maybe we come up with our own.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Creation based off starting with Egg Foo Young.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's each go away. We'll go away. Each of us will come up with something.
Okay.
I'm actually writing that down. Hold on.
Yeah.
Egg Foo Young, Frankenstein. Bullshit. Okay. Got it. Yeah.
But we have to base it on Egg Foo Young now, you're saying.
Yeah. We have to start with the same. We'll start with Egg Foo Young because it is Egg Foo Young.
All right. I'm getting some ideas already.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, the wheels are turning.
Yeah. When you think of the patties and what you can do with patties, it gives you a lot of options, I think.
Don't give away, Mike.
Hey, you know what? Speaking of homework, you see how these segues have gotten much smoother.
I love these. I was gonna say you beat me to it, Mike. I love these segues. Such a professional.
You forgot to follow up. You forgot to follow up on A League of Their Own.
Well, Mike, last week was difficult for me.
Yeah, no, last week wasn't the week, but you could have mentioned it.
I would ask you respect my time, Michael. I went through a rough week.
Okay.
Please respect that. That's all.
All right.
Well, I can talk about. I don't have to watch. I can talk about A League of Their Own all day.
Yeah, well, I had never seen it, and this was your second movie recommendation to me.
It's a top 10 all-time movie
from Greg's Picks.
Yep.
And I watched it. It was okay. You hear
that sound? That's just like
What
another
did you just
3
say?
years
Top
of my
10? This is
life.
a top 10 movie for you?
Yes.
Top 10. Wow. Okay.
Great.
All right. Here's what I'll say.
Oh boy.
It's okay.
That's just years of my life just escaping my body.
Did I laugh at anything in the movie? No. Did I grow?
You didn't laugh at John Lovitz.
John Lovitz.
Hey, how it works is the train moves. The cows stay here.
All right. Yeah, but he was gone. Then he was
uh.
gone. What's he in the movie for 10 minutes?
Yeah, and he was incredible.
Okay. All right.
Say goodbye to the cows.
Was he more incredible than, say, Jonathan Winters in It's a Mad, 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 Mad World?
Well, not all of us were born in the 20s. So I don't know.
You never saw that movie?
You know what? I did see that one weekend as a kid, I remember, but I haven't seen it since, and I have no real point of reference.
It was on TV a lot, yeah. But he has an amazing scene in that movie where he tears a garage apart.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. Yeah, it's from the 1920s.
Well, what did you like about the movie?
Well, here's what I'll say. Of course, the most glaring problem with the movie is the ending. You know, they could have stuck the ending. They're getting on the bus. You know, the two sisters are, you know, they have their moment together. The star and the underachiever. Would have been a
some would
perfect.
say she's the overachiever. The little sister was even lucky to be in the lead. She had to work her butt off.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
said
true.
over.
Okay. Yeah, she.
Just learn how to speak, Mike. That's all. That's all I'm asking.
All right, but she wasn't the star. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Right.
She
was only there,
but she has her moment in the sun. I didn't see that coming, so that was a nice surprise. Yeah. But that's where the movie should have ended. Then we get like a sort of tagged on mini documentary about, you know, the real women from the league and so on. They're at the museum and, you know, it's just like, why is this part of the movie? I don't get it. Why didn't they make a documentary? I would have found there probably is a documentary I can look for.
Yeah.
I would have found that more interesting, to tell you the truth. A documentary about the women's baseball league. I would watch that, and I'm sure it would be more interesting than A League of Their Own. I got tired of the Rosie O'Donnell Madonna tag team with their I don't know if they were doing Cyndi Lauper impressions or the Bowery Boys. It was one or the other, and really got tired of the Madonna. She's an easy lay shtick.
Well, this is back in 92, man.
Because she's Madonna. She's an easy lay.
This was 92. Things were different. She was still pure.
She's a rebel. A rebel in the sack. Even back then. I just found it annoying. And you know, whatever happened to Rosie O'Donnell's acting career? What you know, so promising, and yet did she ever make a movie after that movie?
Sure I will say this about Rosie O'Donnell. She was hysterical in this movie, particularly during the last game when she's melting down on third base. She was laugh out loud funny. And soon after, she was in Beautiful Girls, and she only had kind of one scene that she just carries, and she was great in that. Now, I don't know what she did after that, really, but she was great in A League of Their Own. And yes, Madonna was Madonna, but why else would you have Madonna in that role? You could say she shouldn't have been there, but I don't know.
They wanted to sell tickets.
Now, out of a movie that's 123 minutes long, could we have cut the 3 minutes around it that had let's pay tribute to the real thing? Sure. But great movie.
Okay. I watched it.
I don't, other than, okay, you have the goofy collage or whatever midway through, you have to get through the season, and they have the scene where they solve racism with the lady that throws the ball and she's black, and okay, that's all solved. That's a little like, okay, that's very Hollywood or whatever, but fantastic.
Do you have another one for me?
And I would say that Stillwell
So
grew
we're
up.
0 for 2.
Stillwell grew up to be your buddy Trump with the chocolate smeared all over him, asking for a double scoop of ice cream. So I'm taking that and shoving it right back. You're giving this a thumbs down?
Yeah.
Like you're not even saying.
I'm giving it an L.
Oh,
2 L's.
Mike, you're out of your mind.
It was okay. I was not in pain during the viewing.
Nice of you to say. That's
as I am in my new venture as Make Mike Marvel, where I'm watching all these Marvel movies and
God.
suffering immensely.
How long is that
But
going? How many movies are you doing?
well, I think there's 31 or something.
Mm.
It's a new one just came out. I guess I got to watch that now. The Marvels. Yeah, no, I'm going to be brain damaged by the end of that. But this is what I do for the fans. You know, I suffer.
You give and you give.
I suffer. I
That's it.
suffer for the fans.
Yeah.
You got another movie for me?
I'll have to look.
Uh-huh.
I'm totally wiped after that. I was not expecting a League of Their Own to be bludgeoned like this.
You know what it is, Greg? You know, I've said this before. You have a bigger heart than mine, and it's not made of stone like mine.
I'm not made of stone, Mike Liss.
Yeah, no.
No apologies.
Yeah, you know, it's a personal fault, I admit. You know, I wish I could enjoy more stuff. I don't want to dislike stuff. I don't. I really want to enjoy myself. After
the world's just not living up.
After the tornado almost took me away, Wizard of Oz style.
Ironically enough,
I did have a moment where I really did want to live. I do want to live. You know,
good.
And yeah, I do not despise my life, as some may think.
Look at that. All it took was a tornado.
It was a tornado. You know what that sound means?
Of a tornado? Well, wait. Now, I was going to say Apollo 13, but I guess you hate Tom Hanks.
No, I've seen that movie. Good movie. I like that movie.
Oh, he'll be thrilled to hear the news.
Find another one I haven't seen.
Oh, Hot Fuzz.
Hot Fuzz. Oh,
Hot Fuzz.
That's the what's his name? What's it? The British guy.
Simon Pegg.
Yeah, I've seen that. You know, I'm not just. Yeah, I know he's very popular. I've seen that one. He's got another one too, right? What's the?
Well, it was a trilogy, but that's my favorite.
Yeah, no, I saw that one. Yeah, it's okay.
You know what I'd like to rewatch because I hated it or I thought it was terrible is Modern Romance. It's the one Albert Brooks movie. I don't understand why everybody told me for years, oh my God, that's the one. That's the one.
I agree with you on that one, Greg. I agree
that?
with you. That's not the one for me.
Thank you.
That one, it's corny. I mean, I kind of was shocked.
Well, it's Al Brooks being Al Brooks, but not funny. It's just him whinging and moaning, but not funny like he normally is. And it's the only one that I've ever seen. Because before I'd seen it, I'd been wondering, does he ever do a movie with his brother? Like they're the two funniest guys in the world. Why don't they do movies together?
Not that I'm aware of.
He's in one scene with them. So I don't know what that was about. Like, but I'm glad you said that because everybody I know who's a quote unquote movie expert, oh, Modern Romance. Oh, you got it. All right. Terrible.
That's probably my least favorite. Yeah.
By far.
I just saw not too long ago, Lost in America again.
Oh, yes.
And that's a great one. I enjoy that one. Defending
Your Life. Even Mother and the Muse were great.
What's the first one? What's the first one? That's sort of like a documentary.
The Cinema Verite one?
Yeah, what's that called?
Yeah. Real Life or something like that?
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, Lost in America. I feel like I'm missing one. A big fat one right there in the middle.
No, I had missed out on Modern Romance, and yeah, I think I saw some hype about it. I'm like, oh, I never saw that one. So I watched it and I was like, well, that seemed like he was trying to be really sappy, and I was like, oh, I didn't think he had a sappy bone in his body.
Yeah, and it's like you can't take neurotic Albert Brooks for 90 minutes without some laughs.
Mm-hmm.
So that was, Defending Your Life. That's the one. That's another great one.
Yeah, I haven't
Okay.
seen that in a while. I mean,
Yeah, that's a great one. But I'll pick one.
okay, we'll surprise the audience.
Yeah, I was surprised about it.
Another Greg's pick. That's becoming a
I'll
regular
just
feature.
I'll just send you my list of movies, and
Take a pick. Yeah.
you
All
can
right.
take a pick.
Okay. Did you get a fortune cookie?
I got 2 fortune cookies. Boy, they really treated me right at this place. I get a Shen's Kitchen.
Save one
I'm
for
just
next
gonna
week.
randomly pick one of the 2.
Yeah.
All right.
Mine is very pertinent to the conversation we were just having.
Go to Gordon Ramsay's restaurant.
Restaurant Gordon Ramsay. Begin nothing until you have considered how it is to be finished.
Whoa. Say that again.
Begin nothing
Got it.
until you have considered how it is to be finished. Yeah, it's a little awkward, the phrase.
Yeah. I would have stopped after begin nothing. Fine. Thank you. Begin nothing. So think things through before you do them.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, thanks.
Such wisdom.
Mine is good news for the ladies out there. Sorry, fellas. Nothing personal. You will have good luck in your personal affairs.
There you go. All right.
Wow. Number 1, no chance. But I like the glint of hope. But now I'm looking at this other one. What's the protocol? Do I just stick with this one, throw the other one away, or like roll the dice, pick the second one, in which case I have to abide by that?
No, I say stick with that one.
Sticking? We're sticking?
Stick it with it. Yeah.
What if I open it and says, you will have really, really good luck?
Now you got to put yourself out there, Greg.
There's a wink emoji.
Put yourself out there.
I think I'm gonna. You know what? God damn it! All right, I'm gonna go for the second one.
Really?
All right, I'm doing it. Going across for the win. This is going to be even better. You will receive praise for a job well done. Maybe these 2 are connected. After I'm having such good luck with my personal affairs, I'll get some praise for it. Boy, these are 2 nice.
What if it's just me saying we did a good show and
don't do this, Mike.
I'll talk to you next week.
don't ruin this for me, Mike. Please, please, Mike. I will take both of those, and you have fun with your whole don't do nothing unless it's guaranteed to work out thing. That's pretty sweet too.
Yeah, well, I have to put the garbage out tonight, so.
Oh, thank you.
I'm gonna think it over, and then I'm gonna do it, and then I'm gonna be happy with it.
And then the garbage out of the house.
Yeah.
What are you watching TV these days? Because I'm not even happy about my TV watching.
You know what? I just started watching. He was the writer was on the Best Show last week. Jury Duty.
What's that?
It's a limited series on free TV. Are you familiar with free TV?
The app. Sell free TV on me? I mean,
it's free, and then TV spelled TEEVEE.
Oh, that pops up sometimes when I watch All in the Family on Amazon. That pops up.
Okay, well, click on that, and then look up Jury Duty. And it's funny. There's 4 episodes up now. There's going to be 4 more released over the next couple weeks.
Who's the guy that wrote it?
Yeah, I feel really bad now that I've.
We'll edit this out. We'll edit it in. Well, and his name being Ron Henderson.
Well, no, just go back to last week's Best Show, and you'll see his interview.
Oh,
and
I just have to wait through the 3 hours and get his name.
I'm sorry.
Jury Duty. All right, I'll give it a spin.
Yeah.
Now, am I going to have to come in and lie and tell you I loved it, or do we?
No, not at all.
Like we can just pretend it never happened.
We just we're straight shooters.
Because I'm a little. I think I'm grouchy because even shows I love, I'm just hating. Ted Lasso is about to lose me. I've had it.
Oh wow.
They have just.
It just got too sweet for you?
No,
No.
it's not that. I still love the characters, and they've just done some things where I'm just like, who cares? That every episode now is over 50 minutes, so it's like,
wow,
come
it used
on.
to be a 30-minute show.
Yeah, so that's like, all right.
Sort of like
Now,
this show.
of course, at the end, I'll be balled up, crying, bawling my eyes out like everybody. But yeah, I'm kind of dragging my way through it. I don't want to say hate watching it because I still love the show, but there's a lot of eye rolling and a lot of shouting going on. So
I'm pushing my way through Cheers. I'm approaching the end of the second season.
oh, me too.
Oh, really?
We might
Okay.
be synced up. Okay.
You're still watching it again? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I slowed down a little bit this week, but because I think we're kind of synced up.
I'm trying to watch like a couple episodes in the morning as sort of a wake up to the gang at Cheers.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's getting to the point where they're doing the episodes centered around one character, right?
Mhm.
You had their Norm episode where he was going to do Sam's taxes.
Yeah.
And you had Carla's episode where she's going to her ex's wedding, and she wants to bring a hot date, so she brings Sam.
Oh, I haven't seen that one yet.
You didn't see that one?
I'm behind you.
Oh my God.
Are you in the second season?
Yeah, I'm in the second season towards the end, like
Oh.
18, 19 in there.
Oh, maybe I'm like only on 12 or something.
You don't remember that episode though?
No.
No.
I mean, I do from the past, but not that's present.
But yeah, and then there's a coach episode. So yeah, you see they're sort of gearing the shows around a particular character to flesh out the characters. I understand. I don't think it occurs for quite a while. I saw some article, the best episodes of Cheers. And I was surprised that the number one episode is about Cliff going on Jeopardy.
Yes.
Would you say that's the best episode?
I don't know if I'd say it's the best. I wouldn't say it's not the best, but it's certainly
one of the best.
Yeah, there's no problem putting it in the conversation.
That's not for a while, right?
Yeah. That's it's like eighth or ninth season or something.
Yeah. I'm just hoping I get over the hump of when Coach, the real actor, dies.
Like Granddad did.
Like Granddad.
You refused to move on with Uncle Albert?
Yeah, no, that was that was a stumbling block for me.
And you haven't been back.
I haven't been back. It was all that nautical talk. I was like, oh no, we're gonna have Popeye the Sailor Man on the show now, and
it's like Moby Dick to you. You can't because of all the seafaring. Well, have you? Here's another thing. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm trying to watch the Bob Odenkirk show, Lucky Hank. Have you heard of this? Seen this?
I haven't seen that. I still haven't seen Better Call Saul.
Yeah, I mean, I never
love that. I mean, I
never watched any of that, but I love Bob Odenkirk and everything else. He just seems like a great guy. And it's a show. He's a college professor, but it's another one of these shows where it's like, kind of well-to-do, comfortable, middle-aged guy who can just spout off and be an asshole if he wants, and there's no consequences. And it's just all right. How many times we got to go through this? And somehow I'm halfway through the season. I'm just hating it, but I'm watching it. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't want to watch Barry when it comes back. I think I might just blow that off. I've had it with that show. So yeah, even Ted Lasso's got to me. So I don't know. I mean, God forbid I stop.
You're in the desert. You're in the desert. You're yeah. Maybe you can.
I mean, and Miss Maisel's coming back. I'm sure I'm just going to scream at that for the next 10 hours, then be done with it. I don't know why I feel like I have to watch that. I don't know why I feel like I have to.
What's the show with the woman always winking at the camera?
Carol Burnett?
No, the British.
Fleabag. Yeah,
Fleabag. Is that coming back?
As much as everybody else.
Yeah, I watched one season of that. I was done.
Everybody, I've been begging people to watch various British sitcoms forever. They laugh at me, they roll their eyes, and then I got to hear, "Oh, did you watch Fleabag? Oh, she's a genius. She's a genius." Like, no, you don't get that kind of comedy. So I don't know if that bugged me, which isn't fair, but I'm a shithead like everybody else, I guess. So yeah, even the shows I love, I'm just screaming at. So I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe time for you to start looking into movies. You know, just about every movie's available on
You're the
streaming
best.
now, and kind of easy. Easy. You don't even have to go down to the video store, right?
Did you watch Barry? I can't remember.
I saw one episode of Barry, and
Uh,
there was violence in it, and I was like, I thought this was a comedy.
yeah, it
But
started as a comedy. Now it's nowhere near a comedy, other than Bill Hader's funny whenever he wants to be funny,
uh,
but he doesn't really want to be funny. And they've kept up this level of dread hanging over everything for like 5 years now. And it's like, all right, I can't. Same reason I can't do it. The gazillionaires that are grumpy anymore shows. I'm done with those.
I call them gazillionaires, backstabbers. That's Succession.
That rolled off the tongue. Yeah, Succession. I just know I'll be depressed.
Uh-huh. That's why I didn't watch your pick hit, Downton Abbey. I watched one episode and I said, "Oh, okay. So they're gonna do the little class system where everybody's backstabbing each other in his house." And I'm like,
Oh,
yeah, that's what the first episode was. It was like you just saw the pecking order within the different classes. I'm like, okay, that's interesting, but isn't that Brideshead Revisited or
well, but at least that was, to be fair, at least that was set in some sort of realism of the age. Like there
yeah.
really was an upstairs and downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in these other worlds, it's just gazillionaires just furious all day because they don't have another nickel to add to their pile, and they spend all their time. That at least Down Abbey had some semblance of the way that system was. Now you can say it's bullshit. That's I mean,
Have you ever gone to a Downton Abbey convention, or you were really all in with that show? I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I haven't been to a convention. I mean, if I haven't been to an Only Fools and Horses convention yet, then no, I haven't been to any other convention. That would be the first one.
But I know that show has such a loyal following, and then they had the movie come out. Was the movie any good?
Two movies.
Two movies.
No,
Okay, I'm
terrible.
behind.
They were terrible, but I loved every minute of it and cried at the end of both. Of course, I'll be first in line for the third one, and it'll probably be even worse. But I loved it, so.
Okay. No,
Yeah.
I'm glad. Like I said, you have a more open embrace to things, and I'm glad you enjoy things as much as you do.
Hey.
Uh-huh.
Life is short, Michael.
Life is
Enjoy
short.
something.
Life is short.
We should pick something for you to enjoy this week. Like I do that things I like every day.
Yeah. You still doing that? I haven't seen one of those in a while.
Well, I stopped doing them on Twitter because
Oh.
I don't know why, but I'm still doing it on next time.
Uh-huh.
Although I'm coming up on a year, so I'll probably stop it at a year. A year's enough.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even I can only like so many things. I'm up to 350 or whatever, and I'm really pulling at straws.
And it's going to be today's fortune cookie.
Yeah, today might be straws. Like pulling straws. Really running out of shit to list. So I've got that sunsetting on April 30th. So I know you think there's no thought behind Xmas time.
No, I know there's plenty of thought.
Posts.
When did I ever say there's no thought? I mean, I've
You were thinking it.
I've complimented on your commitment. You outlasted all the other bloggers. I mean,
thank you.
He stuck with it.
Thank you.
Is there anybody? Is that on Blogspot?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's the thing. Like
you may be the last person on Blogspot.
Yeah. I mean, I just passed 30,000 posts, and there's a part of me thinking, because this is what you think when you're an idiot. I was like, maybe someone at Blogspot will notice. And like, maybe am I the only person who's ever hit 30,000? I don't know. Maybe, but probably not.
I think you deserve.
Maybe they'll reach out and say, "Hey, buddy, that's amazing." I don't know what they would do and give me a sandwich or something, but they did not. They did not notice. So
I think all my my posts from my ancient blog are unaccessible.
No.
Are they?
You can find. I've still got the link to it on.
No, I know you had the link, but I thought the last time I tried to go there, it didn't work. Have you checked that link? I think I was clogging up the memory. Like nobody's looked at this thing in 20 years.
I think it's still going. It looks like I took off the link off of mine.
What do you mean you took off the link?
You didn't write for 10 years. I thought you were dead. I thought you were gone, Mike.
Yeah.
I bet you it's still there. I'll get it.
Well,
I'm
good
not
luck with
promising. I
that
bet you it's still there.
project.
But yes, I did outlast everybody. To nobody else's delight other than you. But marching on towards 50,000, I guess, and then no one will give a shit about that. And then I'll just keep until they, as they're lowering me to sugar in the block my whole.
Well, I do. Yeah, I mean, I do read your posts when you link on Twitter. Yeah, so.
Oh, that's nice of you. Thank you. You make the minimum effort. If it pops up in front of your face where you're already about to hit,
you don't have to go to another website.
Right.
You know,
It's
yeah,
difficult.
all that extra clicking. Yeah,
I know. Well, the one click, but
the
okay.
finger.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, that's tough.
The
You gotta
finger.
click you gotta hit the cursor anywhere in the top third of your browser. Just randomly hit it, and it'll go. Okay, that's fair. It's a struggle. I'm gonna get your I'm gonna get your blog. I bet it's still there.
Okay.
I remember your last post.
Yeah, it was kind of yeah, when I got laid off. Yeah.
Right. You said you hadn't not worked a day since college, whatever. Look at this. It's a steel trap.
Probably like grade school.
Steel trap. This big
brain.
What am I going to do with it?
Anyway, but I want to thank everybody for listening, and hit that subscribe button. I think we broke the 200 milestone. We've got over 200 subscribers on YouTube.
Wow.
But you can listen wherever you want. People want us to go on camera, Greg. I don't know if you want to make that jump.
Mike, I'm the handsome one. Of course I want to.
I can go back. I can go on camera now because one of the reasons I couldn't go on camera was because when we were doing this show, there was also a show with me and my father going on in the background. So I would have to mute the mic and I'd be calling up to my father.
I'd have to be tap dancing, carrying this show.
Well, I don't know that I could have done that with anybody else, Greg. You have a way of just continuing on as long as I let you go on.
That is a good way to put the legacy of Greg Wilson. He just continued on. Nobody wanted him to. Nobody really asked him to, but he just continued on. That's the theme of Greg Wilson.
Yeah. So to avoid that confusion,
maybe we'll give a little treat.
Maybe we'll.
The many things I seem to be promising this episode for some reason. I don't really know why. Maybe next week we'll go to video.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
That means come on, get it together. Get your haircut.
Just got a haircut. I see you got a haircut too.
Did I? No.
I think so. Didn't you get a haircut? I thought
it just looks beautiful. That's all.
No, I saw you pop up on the last show, and you had like a head of hair, like a mop. I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen it that long.
Oh.
And then I saw your Easter photo, I guess, with our buddy Dave.
And
it looked like you had a nice haircut.
Oh, that was from. I've used that photo before. It's like a month or two old. Yeah, the wacky waddies. I love that photo.
Yeah, he's making a face at you. I think I've seen that face before.
I love that picture. We couldn't have scripted it.
No,
we couldn't have posed any funnier for that.
But it's a very funny photo.
Wacky waddies, come on down. All right, we got some assignments for next week.
Okay.
None of which I can remember. What did we say we can do? Oh, Frank, we're going to do our own Frankenstein at Egg Too Young.
Okay.
We're going to watch a movie you'll pick. And we're going to be presentable for the camera.
Yeah.
Okay. I can do that.
Okay. Well,
thanks everybody for listening. Like Mike said, hit the subscribe or give money or whatever you do to these things. And we'll talk next week.
Bye-bye.